Hey everyone, Dan here. Thank you for coming back for an update. I am probably a little more than halfway through my trip this year so far. Left in April, came back for 3 weeks. Just want to give an update where I am. Check out, this is where I'm going to do this. This is where I'm doing this video. Check it out. It is an old-fashioned chairlift from Mount Snow, Vermont. So I am in Woodford, Vermont. I got back yesterday, and I had a reservation at a campground that I found. It was just raining too much in Fort Kent, Maine. It was raining way too much. I think there was 6 days of sun I counted in 3 weeks. It was crazy. Really waterlogged, hard to really get out and do stuff. Even though I don't do a lot, I would have liked to do some more sightseeing. I was at my buddy's family's summer home in Maine. I've known him since I was 8 years old, and we had an absolute good time together. Really awesome guy. His mom, love her to death. Got to see his family, and half of his family I've either never met or I haven't seen them in 30 years. So it was nice to see everybody, nice to spend some time, and it was really good. It did my heart good, since I miss my family and my nephews and my sisters and my brother-in-law. So I really miss everybody, and my cousins. So but I'll be back in Arizona in November before you knew it. Let me show you the campground that I'm in. Oh, so anyway, so what happened is I went to the campground yesterday. I got there about 5 o'clock Eastern time. I got there. I was going down some backward ass road and gravel road or whatever. And I was like, man, am I going the right way? I think I am, but because I had lost signal probably a half an hour prior to getting there. As soon as I crossed over to Vermont, my signal died for Verizon, which is very weird because Verizon claims they have signal there and they don't, because I did my research. Get to the campground, no cell signal whatsoever. The lady says, well, you can use the campground Wi-Fi. And I said, with all due respect, I have to work all week, and it has to be a reliable connection. I have to at least be able to connect my hotspot and have a choice if I want to use my hotspot or the campground Wi-Fi, either one. But I need to have a backup. I can't rely just on one thing, because if one thing goes awry, then I'm screwed and I can't work, and then I'll have to take vacation days and then it'll just be a mess. So so I went to the state park. That was 20 minutes. That was my backup plan. I went to the state park, my backup plan, and it was actually beautiful. And I stayed the night, but it was in the forest, in the trees, I wouldn't be able to keep my solar batteries charged. So check out where I am now. I found this late last night before I went to bed, because I couldn't go to bed because I was stressed out about it. And but I found this place about 40 miles west of where I was. So now instead of southeastern Vermont, I'm in southwestern Vermont, in a town called Woodford, Vermont. I think there's like 400 people in this town. Check out this campground. It's beautiful. So there's my van down there. There's a bunch of RVs down there. Now, you're not going to see a lot of tents or anything, because they have hidden spaces to tent people. How are you? They have tent spaces for 10 people up the trail there, and hidden in the back, and it's really, really beautiful. So I got here this morning about 11 o'clock, paid cash, checked in. I went to town. I had to do my laundry. I stopped in New Hampshire before I got to Vermont, and I went to Walmart, picked up all my supplies I needed. The only thing that I'm missing, I have to get one more thing from the store that I was missing. It took me a while to find oat milk, which is really weird. I couldn't find a store that had oat milk. Almond milk, soy milk, all this stuff. But my body only deals with oat milk from now on, so that's what I use. So I want to go over some challenges that I've had so far. The biggest challenge, you know, people will be like, oh, you know, it's beautiful, van life, I love to be here, I love this. Well, it's not that easy, and I don't want to say easy, but the only stress you're going to have really is making sure your vehicle is functioning properly, which is fine. I had a little stress because I had a leak in the back. I think I have that flex sealed shut, but I still put the tarp on when I know it's going to rain. I put the tarp just on the back, so I know it won't be leaking in my face when I'm sleeping in bed, just for peace of mind. What else? Oh, the biggest challenge is weather. Weather, if it's too hot, too cold, too rainy, snow happens, you know, that's the biggest problem. The other problem is land, finding land to squat on. I've been spending more than I wanted to on campground fees because after you get east of Colorado, there is a lack of free land out there. So although I'm still on my 5-year debt-free plan, I'm still making my payments like I'm supposed to, and that's the goal of all this. I haven't been really able to pay a lot extra because I've been paying for a lot of campground fees, and I had to relocate, and I had to drive more than I thought I would have to drive. So that's the kind of thing that's the kind of challenges that I'm having. Everything else is great. Work is going perfectly, seamlessly. Everything there is fine. Food is fine. If I don't feel like cooking at night, it's too windy, rainy, whatever, I can go eat somewhere. That's the beauty about having a job. I'm not doing this because I am homeless. I'm doing it because I want to be homeless, and I want to be on the road, and I want to be debt free in 5 years, and hopefully this will be the thing that helps me get there. So that's just a quick little update for you. Look at the sun. They say this chair, the sun's right behind that cloud there, but they say this chair has the best sunsets. So no, because I just got here, but we'll see. So I ran to town today. I did laundry. I think I said that. It was super expensive compared to anywhere else that I've done laundry. It was like $2-3 plus $1 for drying. Here it was $6 to do a wash, and I think it's because it's a libertard state. It's a blue state, so that could be why. I've seen a lot of. I know it sounds funny, but I've seen a lot of homeless people begging for stuff, and although somebody did offer me change back in Utah, some guy, I guess I was scruffy like this, and I had my sweats, which are bigger, by the way, now that I lost about 30 pounds since I left, just because I don't eat after 7 o'clock, and I am not eating as much because you only have your van. So instead of buying 5 bags of chips, you only buy 2 bags. Instead of buying 18 candy bars, you buy 2. So, but yeah, I think it's just that I'm not eating between 7 and like 8:30. So I go 12 hours. So I'm inadvertently fasting, and I think that's what's causing me to lose the weight. I'm feeling pretty good. Had to go in the hospital once in Indiana for my diverticulitis. Got through that. Still not feeling right. I'm gonna have to make an appointment, maybe to get an endoscope, see what's going on with my colon. But ever since I had my appendix out, I get these pains in my stomach, and I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe it's an ulcer. Maybe I thought it was a hernia, but it's not, because the CAT scans show everything's good down there. But I think I'm gonna have to go to a gastro doctor, get an endoscope where they put that camera down your mouth and see what's going on. So I'm gonna try to schedule something when I get back to Arizona in October or November. Yeah, November. So when I get back I'll have an appointment for a gastro doctor when I get back. Other than that, everything's great. I have a pedometer. My buddy in Maine had a pedometer, and he goes, how many steps do you do a day? And I go, I don't know, as much as it rains, not much. One day I only did 300 steps because I was stuck in the van all day. All day. It rained all day, and I was working. And that's the only thing that's rough about van life. If you have nothing to, he said maybe eventually you get an awning so at least you can go outside and stretch. Even if it's raining, you won't get soaked or anything like that. So, because you don't want to get wet and then go into your van, because then your whole van gets wet. You don't mean for it to get wet, but it does. So yeah, everything, that's about it. Not really watching a lot of TV, going to bed at like 9, getting up at 5:30 for work. Actually, I'm getting up at 5:30 whether I work or not, because I go to bed at 9, so I'm tired. I'm old. What are you going to do? So that's my update. I'm just going to swing here and going to watch for that beautiful sunset there. And maybe I'll snap a picture or two, put it on Facebook. Okay, well, that's my little update. Thanks for listening, and I will give you an update. Oh, so I'm in Vermont now. Next week, I'm going to Pennsylvania for hopefully 3 weeks before going on to Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and then back to, after Texas, back to Arizona. So I'm halfway through my 8,000 mile journey, which is probably going to turn into 9,000 miles. Just from all the running around that I've been doing. But yeah, everything's going great. I'm very happy, very satisfied with this life and how it's going. The problems that I've had really haven't been a big deal, and mostly because I have a full-time job and I'm not reliant on free land. But I am trying to get the cheapest possible campsites when I get them. This one was a little more than I wanted to spend, but I had to go to my third option, so that's what happens. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thanks for listening.